What is going on with U.S. soccer? The Reyna Berhalter situation has escalated even more. For those that don't know, a couple weeks ago, U.S. men's national team head coach Greg Berhalter was at a moral leadership summit in New York after the World Cup. At the summit, Berhalter discusses a player that was nearly sent home from the World Cup for not meeting expectations on and off the field. It later came out that the player was 20-year-old Gio Reyna. Berhalter expected what he said at the summit to go off the record. However, it was publicized and explains why Reyna, who is one of the US's best players, saw limited minutes at the World Cup. This situation recently has taken a larger turn. Reyna's parents, Claudio and Danielle Reyna, who both played for the US in their day, threatened to share domestic violence allegations from Berhalter that happened between him and his wife about 30 years ago. In sharing this information, the Reynas were hoping to get Berhalter fired as US head coach. Daniel Reyna believed that it was unfair that Gio, who had apologized for acting immaturely about his playing time, was still being dragged through the mud when Greg had asked for it and received forgiveness for doing something so much worse at the same age. What makes this situation even more interesting is the relationship between the Reynas and the Berhalters. Claudio Reyna and Greg Berhalter played high school soccer at St. Benedict's Prep and played together on the U.S. men's national team. Their wives, Rosalind Berhalter and Danielle Reyna, both played college soccer at UNC, and Claudio Reyna was Greg Berhalter's best man at his wedding. What interests me is what will the outcome of this situation be? Will Greg Berhalter not be offered a new contract? Will Gio Reyna be shunned from the national team? Will Claudio Reyna be let go from his general manager role with MLS club Austin FC? Also, will any other players speak out on Berhalter? Recently, Ricardo Pepi went on a podcast and said that when Berhalter called him to let him know that he didn't make the U.S. World Cup roster, Pepi hung up the phone right away. Will we learn what happened with U.S. defender John Brooks, as he hasn't been named to a U.S. roster since September 2021? There's so much to entangle in this situation, and I'd love to hear what y'all think.